On a glittering Dubai night, a fairy tale wedding ended in blood. By morning, the bride was dead, the groom missing, and the truth, a tangled web of stolen millions, false identities, and revenge, was only beginning to surface. The wedding of Yasmine El-Haddad and Karim Mansour was a spectacle that seemed straight out of a dream. Guests arrived at the luxurious Palm Jumeirah resort, where crystal chandeliers sparkled like stars above a sea of white roses. Yasmine, a 22-year-old Moroccan woman with striking hazel eyes and an air of mystery, became the center of every gaze as she walked down the aisle in a gown embroidered with gold threads. Karim, a confident and wealthy real estate developer, couldn't hide his pride as he watched her approach. The ceremony was elegant and intimate, blending Moroccan traditions with the grandeur of Dubai's high society. As vows were exchanged, cameras flashed, and the crowd cheered, believing they were witnessing the beginning of a perfect love story. The reception lasted late into the night. Music filled the air, laughter echoed across the hall, and glasses clinked in endless celebration. The newlyweds danced under a canopy of fairy lights, smiling for photographers who captured what looked like genuine happiness. Guests whispered about their chemistry, unaware of the secrets buried behind those flawless smiles. When midnight struck, the couple retreated to their honeymoon suite on the top floor, overlooking the glittering skyline. Yasmine posted one final photo on social media, her hand in Karim's, the caption reading, "Forever starts tonight." Friends flooded the comments with congratulations, not knowing it would be her last post. The night grew quiet as the music faded, and the celebration gave way to silence. Behind closed doors, the fairy tale began to crumble. Hours later, the lights in their suite remained on, but no one came out. By dawn, the resort that had been filled with laughter stood eerily still, unaware that tragedy had already struck before the sun could rise. Morning light filtered through the curtains of the honeymoon suite, casting a soft glow over the door that no one answered. Room service staff waited patiently outside, balancing a tray of breakfast, fresh fruit, pastries, and coffee for two. When repeated knocks went unanswered, a cleaner tried calling the room phone, but it rang endlessly. Hours passed, and concern began to grow. By noon, the hotel manager authorized security to enter, fearing a medical emergency. What they found inside froze them in place. The room was a scene of chaos. Shattered glass from a broken vase littered the carpet. A lamp lay on the floor, its light flickering weakly. Near the center of the suite, Yasmine's body was discovered, her once pristine wedding gown torn and stained with blood. Her eyes were open, fixed on nothing. The air smelled faintly of perfume mixed with something metallic. There were bruises on her arms and scratches on the floor, as if she had tried to fight back. Karim was nowhere to be found. Within minutes, the police arrived, sealing off the entire floor. Guests peered from their doors as officers carried evidence bags and forensic kits into the room. The hotel staff, once busy attending to honeymooners, now whispered in shock and disbelief. Surveillance cameras were immediately reviewed, and every guest list was checked for suspicious activity. Detectives began treating the case as a possible homicide. Outside the resort, news spread quickly. Reporters swarmed the entrance, and images of Yasmine in her wedding dress circulated online, turning the joyous event into a public tragedy. What had happened behind that closed door during the night remained unclear, but one thing was certain: the dream wedding had become a nightmare, and the groom had vanished without a trace. Police launched a citywide search for Karim Mansour, convinced he held the answers to what happened that night. His absence painted him as the prime suspect, and rumors spread quickly through Dubai's social circles. Friends described him as calm and disciplined, not the type to harm anyone, but the evidence, or lack of it, made the situation murkier. His phone was switched off, and his credit cards showed no recent transactions. The last confirmed sighting came from hotel security footage showing him exiting the lobby around 3 a.m., barefoot, his shirt untucked, and his face pale. He appeared confused, almost frightened, glancing behind him as if someone were following. Later that day, his car was discovered abandoned near the desert highway, doors unlocked and engine cold. Inside were his phone, wallet, and wedding ring placed neatly on the passenger seat. Investigators searched the surrounding dunes, bringing in drones and tracking dogs. A trail of footprints led a few hundred meters into the sand before vanishing completely. It was as if Karim had disappeared into thin air. The media speculated wildly. Some claimed he had fled after killing Yasmine. Others believed he had been kidnapped. Detectives found no sign of forced entry in the hotel room, and nothing appeared stolen. The only fingerprints besides Yasmine's belonged to Karim and hotel staff. Toxicology reports revealed traces of an unknown substance in 2 glasses from the minibar, raising suspicions that both newlyweds had been drugged. As days passed, the case drew international attention. Karim's family begged authorities to find him, insisting he was innocent. Meanwhile, the police couldn't ignore one haunting question. If Karim hadn't killed Yasmine, then who had? And where was he now, lost somewhere in the vast desert, or running from something far darker? Investigators turned their attention to Yasmine's past, hoping it would explain the mystery surrounding her death and Karim's disappearance. At first, her records appeared straightforward: a Moroccan national who had moved to Dubai 2 years earlier to work in fashion marketing. But when detectives cross-checked her passport details, they discovered discrepancies. The document number matched another identity registered in France under the name Sarah Haddad. Further digging revealed she had lived in Paris for nearly 3 years before abruptly leaving. Interpol files connected that same alias to an unsolved disappearance involving a wealthy French businessman named Lucien Moreau, who vanished without a trace after transferring a large sum of money to an unknown account. Though Yasmine had never been formally charged, her name appeared repeatedly in witness statements. It became clear she had lived a double life, one of glamour and deception. Friends in Dubai described her as private and guarded. She often changed phone numbers and avoided talking about her family. She lived in a luxury apartment paid for in cash and drove a car registered under a shell company. The more investigators uncovered, the less they believed Yasmine was simply a young bride. When officers checked her belongings from the hotel suite, they found a hidden compartment inside her luggage containing multiple SIM cards, a French passport with her photo under a different name, and a small encrypted USB drive. Forensic experts began working to decrypt the files, suspecting they contained financial data or criminal evidence. The picture of Yasmine as an innocent victim began to blur. Her death no longer seemed like a random act of violence, but possibly a calculated execution linked to her secret past. Somewhere between love and lies, the truth about who she really was began to emerge. 3 days after the wedding, search teams finally located Karim Mansour wandering aimlessly near the edge of the Dubai desert. His clothes were torn, his skin blistered from the sun, and he appeared severely dehydrated. When officers approached, he seemed confused, mumbling incoherently and asking what day it was. He was immediately taken to a nearby hospital, where doctors discovered traces of a powerful sedative in his bloodstream. Karim had no memory of what happened after the wedding reception. His mind was fragmented, filled with flashes of music, laughter, and then darkness. Investigators questioned him carefully once he regained strength. When shown photos from the crime scene, he broke down in visible shock. He couldn't comprehend how Yasmine had died or why he had been found miles from the city. Toxicology reports confirmed that both he and Yasmine had consumed the same drug, most likely slipped into their drinks during the reception. The dosage in Karim's system was significantly higher, explaining his memory loss and disorientation. Detectives began to reconsider their assumptions. If both victims had been drugged, someone else had to be involved. They revisited the hotel's security footage, analyzing every moment from the wedding night. A shadowy figure appeared briefly outside the couple's suite around 2:45 a.m., wearing a dark shawl and carrying a handbag. The image was too blurry to identify, but it was enough to change the course of the investigation. While the public still viewed Karim with suspicion, police started to treat him as a secondary victim. His story, combined with forensic evidence, suggested a setup carefully orchestrated to frame him or eliminate both newlyweds. The question remained: who had planned it, and what motive lay hidden behind the glittering facade of their wedding celebration? Detectives began reviewing the guest list from the wedding reception, looking for anyone who might have had access to the couple's drinks or private suite. Among the names, one stood out: Nadia Rafiq, a woman listed as Yasmine's longtime friend from Paris. She had arrived quietly 2 days before the ceremony and kept mostly to herself during the event. Few guests even remembered speaking to her, but security footage showed her following Yasmine several times throughout the night, always watching from a distance. When police checked her hotel room, they found it empty. Nadia had vanished hours before Yasmine's body was discovered. Airport records revealed that she hadn't used her return ticket to France. Instead, she had boarded a private charter flight from a smaller airfield outside the city at dawn, using a falsified passport under another name. Investigators traced the jet to Istanbul, but from there, her trail went cold. The discovery raised urgent questions. Why had Yasmine invited someone who clearly didn't want to be seen? And why would she flee immediately after the murder? Detectives contacted French authorities, who confirmed that Nadia and Yasmine had once lived together in Paris and were both connected to a group under investigation for large-scale financial fraud. The two women had reportedly fallen out after a failed deal that cost their associates millions. It now seemed possible that the murder had roots far beyond Dubai. Further analysis of the honeymoon suite revealed fingerprints on the champagne bottle matching Nadia's profile from old French police records. It was undeniable proof that she had been in the room. The once glamorous image of Yasmine's social circle began to shatter, exposing a hidden network of deceit, betrayal, and revenge stretching across borders and fueled by money and vengeance. Investigators worked tirelessly to uncover the link between Yasmine, Nadia, and the mysterious fraud network that stretched from Paris to Dubai. Files shared by Interpol painted a shocking picture. Both women were part of a group that specialized in targeting wealthy businessmen through elaborate romantic scams. They posed as models, influencers, or investors, earning trust before convincing their victims to invest in fake ventures. Once the money was secured, the women vanished, leaving no trace. The group was sophisticated, operating under layers of false identities and offshore accounts. Yasmine had reportedly tried to leave the organization 2 years earlier, after falling in love with Karim. But breaking away came with consequences. Former members who had attempted to quit were rumored to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Investigators now believed Yasmine's wedding had triggered a chain of events leading to her death. Nadia's sudden arrival and disappearance made sense. She hadn't come to celebrate. She had come to settle a score. Documents recovered from Yasmine's encrypted USB drive revealed detailed records of past transactions and communications with Nadia. One message, decrypted days later, mentioned the final payment and a warning: "You can't run forever." Detectives concluded that Yasmine's attempt to start a new life had put her directly in danger. Karim, still recovering, was devastated to learn that the woman he had married was not who she claimed to be. Authorities shielded him from the media as the case deepened into an international scandal. The more they uncovered, the clearer it became that Yasmine's murder was not a spontaneous act of jealousy or rage. It was premeditated, a meticulously planned act of retribution designed to silence her before she could expose a criminal network built on lies, greed, and betrayal. Forensic accountants began tracing the trail of money Yasmine had moved before her death. What they uncovered was staggering. Just 3 days before the wedding, she had transferred nearly €2 million from an offshore account in Luxembourg to another account registered under a fake identity. The funds were linked to the same French businessman who had vanished years earlier. Investigators theorized that Yasmine had been holding onto the stolen money all along and had planned to disappear again once the wedding was over. Her marriage to Karim might have been a genuine attempt at a new beginning, but her past had finally caught up with her. Security footage from the hotel's private corridors revealed another chilling clue. Around midnight, Yasmine was seen leaving the ballroom briefly, meeting a woman matching Nadia's description near the elevators. The two spoke for several minutes, their body language tense. Moments later, Yasmine returned to the party looking pale and distracted. Witnesses recalled her forcing smiles and excusing herself early. That meeting was likely the final confrontation between the two women. Further examination of the champagne bottle from the suite confirmed the presence of a rare sedative available only through black market channels. The fingerprints on the bottle matched Nadia's partial print. Investigators pieced together the timeline. Nadia had likely entered the room while Karim and Yasmine were still unconscious from the drug, intending to recover the missing funds or information tied to Yasmine's encrypted files. Something had gone wrong, leading to a violent struggle. Yasmine's secret life, once hidden beneath luxury and charm, was now fully exposed. Her murder was not just about revenge. It was about money, power, and betrayal within a criminal empire collapsing from within. The wedding had merely been the perfect cover for a deadly reckoning. Interpol and Dubai police collaborated to track Nadia Rafik across multiple countries. Using digital forensics, they followed her online footprint, flight bookings, encrypted messages, and financial transactions that led from Istanbul to Athens. Weeks of surveillance finally paid off when local authorities detained her at an apartment complex using a forged passport. She appeared calm when arrested, carrying multiple IDs, several credit cards under different names, and a bag containing $50,000 in cash. Her silence during interrogation only deepened the mystery, but her phone revealed everything investigators needed. Inside her encrypted messages were exchanges between her and an unknown contact labeled M. The conversations hinted at a plan to confront Yasmine at her wedding to recover what was stolen. One message, sent hours before the murder, read chillingly, "No more delays. Tonight, it ends." Authorities also recovered deleted photos of Yasmine's passport, Karim's details, and documents from the fake investment network they had once managed together. It became clear that Nadia hadn't acted alone. Someone else had been giving her orders. Under mounting pressure, Nadia finally confessed to meeting Yasmine at the hotel, but denied killing her. She claimed she only wanted to retrieve the encrypted USB drive that contained evidence linking their group to financial crimes across Europe and the Middle East. When she couldn't find it, panic ensued. The confession only deepened suspicions that the confrontation had spiraled out of control. Forensic analysis confirmed traces of Nadia's DNA under Yasmine's fingernails, proving there had been a violent altercation. The final puzzle pieces began to fit. Yasmine's death was the result of betrayal within a criminal circle collapsing on itself. What began as a glamorous love story had unraveled into an international web of deceit, greed, and vengeance, leaving no one truly innocent. With Nadia in custody, the investigation finally neared its end. Evidence gathered from her phone, travel records, and DNA left little room for doubt. She was charged with Yasmine's murder, conspiracy to commit financial crimes, and the obstruction of justice across multiple jurisdictions. Interpol prepared to extradite her to France, where the luxury scam ring had originated. As the media followed every development, new details emerged that stunned the public. The mysterious contact saved in Nadia's phone as M was traced to a former associate in Monaco who had financed their criminal operations for years. He vanished shortly after Nadia's arrest, leaving investigators to believe he had orchestrated the plot from a distance, using both women as pawns. Karim, now cleared of all suspicion, left Dubai quietly. The experience had shattered him. The man who once built skyscrapers and lived among the elite was now haunted by questions that had no answers. He returned to Morocco, living a reclusive life, avoiding interviews and refusing to discuss Yasmine. Her ashes were sent home to her family, who remained unaware of the full extent of her secret life. In Dubai, detectives closed the case with a final report summarizing a story that seemed almost unreal. A young woman who tried to escape her criminal past, a friend turned enemy driven by greed, and an innocent man caught between them. Yasmine's wedding had been her attempt at redemption, but it had only brought her downfall. The final image of her smiling in her wedding dress became a haunting reminder of how fragile appearances can be. Behind every perfect picture can hide a dangerous truth, and behind every love story, a secret capable of destroying everything. The fairy tale had ended, but its shadows lingered forever.